Hello everybody, Burnedoutguy here, and welcome back to Foundry. Alright, last episode we started to dabble with the decorative blocks there. Looks pretty nice. And then we came over here and we started making a setup so that way we can get some fracking juice. Oh yeah, this actually looks really nice. I like this little setup. Looks pretty cool, man. Alright, and then over here we're gonna, oh, there we go. I've been researching all these last little drone parts there so we can just get them over and done with. Over here we're going to send off our ships to the different areas so that way we can start making unlimited supplies, unlimited resources, right? Which is the end goal. For now I think I'm going to put like 7 of these down. Now those are all placed. Everything looks good. Now we just got to pipe these little bad boys up, get some juice in them, and then we can start setting them up to go to each one of these individual ones. Now that the green juice is flowing, we can go and set all of these up to each one of these. So I'm gonna name that one like Telly 1, and we'll go Xeno 1, EG 1, and Tech 1. And then every time we add another one, we'll just call it the same thing, but add a 2 or whatever at the end. So that way we're just not going to overcomplicate things. We'll keep things really easy and simplify stuff. So yeah, so we'll start here. We'll go Telly, Xeno, Iggy, and Tech. And then that'll be the first 4 on this side. And then if we need more, well, it'll be later on with these ones here as well. So we're going to be using more of these. So all right, so we're over here at the Telexite area. Now, as you see, there's nothing on the belts. Remember I told you that these things were finite until you start agitating them? Well, yeah, their belts are empty. The production is completely stopped. All the ships are waiting for stuff. So now this is kind of like the perfect time for us to get into this. This is like beautiful timing, you know what I'm saying? So these things have to be built just like anything else, constructive wise. So we're gonna go in here. We're gonna make sure that this is in the front. Oh, okay, so they got the front over there. Well, I don't like that. But I can work with that. Actually, I can kind of work with that. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna make that the power connection and that one the pipe connection, and we can work with this. This is gonna be fine. Okay, so we got a tower. I just want to make things as tall as possible. Push things to the limit. All right, so that looks beautiful. And then that's gonna get constructed. Now our 2 ports are right here. And like I said, I can work with this. This will be fine. And another thing too, when you're placing these things, I like to kind of place it wherever the drill bit is and then build out from there or whatever. And then when you're done, just don't forget to remove it. And then that way, when you do have this thing built and it's ready to go and you power it, well, the drill bit will just go all the way down. And then now we just need to power this thing. Okay, so we'll just run power underneath here like that. And then once this connector is built, well, we just got to connect it. And then our piping will be the same thing. We'll just drop it down here underneath. And then we just got to go build ourselves a nice little platform here. And we can place down our transport ship. So here we go. We got our little landing pad. We're going to have the pipe go underneath and then go into here. That's going to be our little buffer tank. And then back underneath and in there. So all we have to do is call this one Telly 1 and we're good to go. There we go. Here comes our fracking juice. And then that will get filled up in the meantime. And then after that, well, once I power it, well, we'll start having some free materials, man. They'll be unlimited. And then this will just run forever. Here comes the juice. And that's going to get stored in here. Totally awesome. So one of those tanks is 1 whole load and just a little bit. Love how these ships have like no regard for one another. They just run into one another. There we go. Watch out, Jack. That's great. That's great. Even clipped each other on the way back too. It's just like, on my way. I got crap to deliver. So there we go. As dawn cracks, this tower is done, and all we have to do is hook that bad boy up. She's all juiced up and ready to go. This thing here, do I have to tell it to start? Is it one of these things too? Or I gotta tell it to start? It is. There we go. That was smart enough to figure that out. Alright, so now, oh, it's got platforms it brings down now too, all by, oh, cool. I didn't think it had platforms before. Okay, that's so cool. Alright, I kind of like that. That's kind of neat. That gives it that stability look. Oh, dope. I'm actually excited about that. They didn't have that before. It was just the screw that went down, right? Nice, 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 nice. It's weird how it just adds itself. Boop. That animation could be done a little bit better. That's a little jank, but that's fine. I like it though. I like it. Very good, very good. And then as soon as that touches down, that should start agitating the whole thing here. Ah! I'm just joking. It doesn't do that. So now shortly we should be seeing stuff come up here. I also added the 4th floor because this one had four floors to it. So I'm gonna go downstairs and I'm gonna go and fix that up. That way we're bringing more materials up here to make more juice. So yes, very shortly we should see that these should start coming up here. And there we go. And the stuff is going to start to flow. Those are the first few ones to come up, I guess. There we go. And this one should start very soon too, because that one's the farther one down, remember? So awesome. Now we're going to start making the Teluxite juice again. Good stuff, good stuff. I'm going to go downstairs now there, and I'm going to go prepare that floor, and then that way we can have all 4 of these going. There we go, just to show you all that the last one is down here in the lava section. We only had 3 nodes down here, but hey, 3 is better than none. So we have all these ones going in here, up there, and yeah, so let's go upstairs. Awesome sauce. Now we got all 4 lanes coming in. We have all 4 of these making the crushed version of the ore, and then we'll just be able to smelt a little bit more of it. Once this hill system does back up, the purpose of this having extra ones here is that when it comes time to needing more, we'll be able to do more in one shot. And yeah, I think it's just going to go good like that. I'm hoping anyways. So with that being said, that is all that we have to do here at the Teluxite ore one. And I think now it's time for us to head off and do the other 3. So these guys have a little bit of a longer flight to do. So this power over here is going to take quite a while to complete. The parts are going to have a little ways to travel. So, but this will give this time to backfill up and all that good stuff. So yeah, not a bad thing. Now we got one at each one of our specialty nodes there, the ignium, the tele, and the xeno. So we got each one of those going. They're all hooked up. Now we just got to wait for them to get built. And then I'll come back and I'll hook up the power later on in the episode. And then, yeah, then these things will be 100% to go. And we won't have to come back here or anything. Unless we need more resources. I think like each one of these have like an extra row like down below to go and go get. But I don't think we're going to be needing those. I might take advantage of the xenoferrite one eventually, but because we're only using one level of that right now, so we might snag that other 2 levels and send it off to do something else later on, but we'll see. Over here at the ignium is the same thing. We're waiting for it to get built. There's no action over here whatsoever. So now what we're waiting for those things to get over there to get built. What we will be doing today is we're going to be getting into rubber. Rubber is not a very complicated thing to do. We need to make some of this high density aluminate stuff. Okay. It's just using crude oil and steam. Very easy to do. Then we can store that, and then we process that into another distillation column. So yeah, it was just like distillation column after distillation column. And then this one, we just process it. We don't have to add anything to it. And then that will get us the high density stuff. And then through a casting machine, we just get liquid polymer and high density alumite. And the high density stuff, if I'm not mistaken, the polymer is like right here, right? So it's like, bam, we got liquid polymer right here. So my thought process is I think we're going to set something up right here. Ookily dokily. So here we're going to store another big batch of oil. So that way that'll put us up to like 2.4 million liters or whatever there of oil. So we should be pretty good. Then here we're going to put the impure high density, and then here it's going to be the high density, and then after that, well, this is where we're going to fabricate the rubber, and then the rubber, well, we can send back down like this, right down that way, and it can join the rest of our production line afterwards. So I think it's going to fit nicely here. I'll have to, fiddle with this little area to see how much room we're going to need. I'll probably end up connecting the whole thing anyways, and yeah, probably what's gonna have to happen, because that other production line is kind of big. I think it's these things here, these casting machines. Which is the last one? Yeah, the casting machine. So it's a little bit bigger than these ones. So yeah, I'll definitely be taking up this room. There we go, ladies and gents. We got all that done. All those are all finished constructing, and I hooked them all up with power, so I don't have to go back and do that later. These ones here are all done, and they're ready for us to play with. I had to go and put pumps on the front of these three because it started to stress out the system once I connected this tank. So it was like, oh. But it's all good now. Now that we're done, this one here just has oil, right? So this is just going to have, we'll restart that part. And now we need to make, what do we need to make here? This stuff here. So distillation columns is the way to go. All right. And then we have to hook up steam. So we have to bring steam here. Okay. We all remember how to make steam, right? That was part of the power thing over here. Steam turbine. Well, we don't need the turbines. We just need the boilers, right? All right. So we need water. Luckily, we have water nearby. Haha. So that's good. All right. So we can set up a boiler system maybe right underneath this platform. Yeah, we could do that. We could like make like a sub basement here with a little boiler system, and then we send that up. Yeah. I like that. Let me prepare a little area down here, and we'll start with a boiler system. Nice. So here is the game plan. Down here we'll have our boiler system. Okay. And then we have water in this pipe right over here. So we can just grab water, bring it over here, feed water into our boilers. Now boilers require a fuel. And that fuel, well, we can get from over there at our Ivy one, because as you remember, we're not using all of that node. So we can go and tap into that node, and we can have a couple of drop ships come over here and bring us some materials from way over yonder. And then that can feed our boiler system here. That will produce our steam, which will feed this system up here. And then each one of these could just come up through a hole here I'll do 1 row per each, so 1 row each will feed each row here, so that way we're generating lots of steam. Yeah, so that's the kind of the game plan. So let me go make a bunch of boilers and all that kind of stuff, and we'll set that up. All right, so here's what my brain has got cooking. We have 60 boilers down here, all being fed with water here that I just spliced off the line right here. Very practical. Each one is going to get fed by a different belt that is going to get furnished by over here. They'll all just get split off, and we'll see how this works out. This might be like way overkill for what I actually do need, but whatever. It's not like I'm really storing it in a tank either, so whatever works, and all this steam will just go up top. That's what all these pipes are for. They all go up. Each one of these should feed the next one, if I'm not mistaken, and that's how those boilers work. You don't need to actually pipe another pipe into each. You can actually just daisy chain them. So that should be a thing. Because if you look down here, like this second one has water in it, right? So, and then this one has water in it. So they all filled up, like, and then you come all the way down here to this one right here. Oh, a little too far there, boggy boy. And then see, this one's got 1,000 in it too. So they all filled up. Isn't a problem. I did have to put a pump on each one of these because otherwise it would stress out the system, but that's fine. Yeah, so all we have left to do is bring the ignium over. Now there's different ways I can fuel these things. Let's go over the fuel, because it's not, there's a lot of different ways we can fuel this. The cheapest way and different way we could do it is by making a greenhouse and doing biomass to fuel it. It's only 5 megajoules of power, so you're going to burn a lot of this in order to make your steam, right? So that's probably wouldn't be the best thing to do. Then we have the ignium, coke ignium. That's only like 5.5 megajoules. It's not that much more, so that's not really worth it. Then you get into the ignium. I think the ignium, this doesn't actually count as fuel, but where is it here? Metallurgy. See, they don't even show it on here, but this here, it's I think it was like 10 megajoules or some crap like that. And then you get into fuels, which we can burn fuels. This is 16 megajoules, which is pretty good. It's a little bit better than 5, right? But then you got the ignium fuel rods, which is 400 megajoules. Now this is like the top of the top fuel you could burn, but I think it would be just kind of a waste to do it in here, because we're not really burning it for power. We're just burning it for steam for a recipe. So this is why I think I'm just going to go the kind of somewhat cheaper route and use just the normal ignium rubble, right? Not the rubble itself, but we'll refine it to the ore, and then the ore we can send over to burn. Is going to be the game plan, I think. Yeah. There, just like that, we are all done. We got everything going into the ships. So these here are all set up to give me the ignium ore recipe. So we're making rubble into ore. I have 6 nodes on that second floor that are feeding these 2 elevators. We have them split up into 2 belts. So that's like more or less 3 each on each side, right? And that should be fine for now anyways, hopefully. All that's left to do is to bring this stuff back over to our little area way over here. And get that steam going. Let's do that now. Most excellent. So now these transports have filled everything up. We've backed up everything into this little chest here. So this is going to be the last thing I connect, mainly just because I want to see how well this furnishes under max load, and not just like me plugging these in and whatever. But yeah, I just want to see all this start up all together just by turning those on. So, but we're gonna get into what we need to get into, and that will be the first little set of distillation towers and stuff like that, and then it'll be casting machines, right? Will be the next machine. So we're gonna need actually these first. So these distillation machines are just like what we did over there. Line them up so they're all nice and pretty. Now that they're all laid out, we're going to program them. We're going to make the the impure high density olemite. There we go. That one there. And then now we just got to program these. Okay, now that we have them all programmed, we can see where everything needs to go. So the steam needs to come into the middle and the front here. The olemite goes there. And the product comes out the back. And the garbage goes out there. Wow. Okay. All right. So we have something coming out of every hole. That's kind of funny. All right. So we have to deal with 4 different pipes there. Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, let's get that over and done with. There you go. This looks pretty damn good. Got everything all hooked up. It looks like a little bit of a jumbled, jangled mess, but once you kind of look at it, you kind of see exactly where everything is going, right? You will once it's actually running, because then you're going to see all the colors flowing and stuff. But yeah, I think we're good to go and put these out. So let's see what happens here. There we go. Those will all go. I just want to see how many of these are actually gonna start. Quite a few of them should actually kind of start, but might actually get all the way down. Depends on how fast they burn this fuel, right? You can see that they burn it quite fast, honestly. See, this is where I guess the other stuff would be pretty good too, but oh man, it's going all the way right to the end too, so maybe we'll be fine. And all these are cooking. That's nice, that's nice, that's good. You can see that these are going to be the waste ones because it's all hooked up there. There's your steam, there's your oil, and then these bottom one right here should be your product. So I have like 2 of them going on the bottom being the product. So are we pumping in stuff here now? Oh yeah, yeah. How fast is this being made? Not super fast. Not horribly. Oh, are we power is strained? Really? Oh, this transformer here. Where is this transformer? My God. I definitely need to find out where this transformer is. All right, so by putting another transformer over here, I gave it a little bit more power, so that's kind of interesting. Now if I go look at the grid, it's got 75 megawatts, so that's pretty good. Okay, so that's pretty interesting. Everything else looks pretty good. Everything not very stressed, but this is like my main platform too, right? So this pretty much has everything on it. So it makes sense that I would need more power pushed into the floor. All right, cool stuff. We'll just have to keep an eye on that over time, but you know, that means we're generating this much power, or that we're sucking up that much power right now out of that. Wow. And not even imagine not everything is running either. Yeah, now things look pretty nice over here. I don't think it was really disturbing the speed of how much stuff was being produced though. But we are producing, you know, a decent amount. All right, now we'll slowly start up the next little area because it's pretty much the exact same setup as this, except with less pipes. Because if we look at the recipe, all we have to do is take this this oil, and we have to process it and that's it. So we're gonna have an in pipe, an out pipe, and the gas pipe. So we're just gonna have the 3 pipes. So one less pipe than the other one, I guess. Not bad. Now we have pretty much the exact same setup as we did on the other side, like exact same thing. So now we just got to go and turn around and hook it up. So that way we can start producing just the high quality stuff. All right, so let me hook all this up. Perfect. Now that all that is done, we can sit there and connect these. We should be able to start making the high density stuff there. There you go. All that should be flowing. Most excellent. Most beautiful. And that is all going to flow into here. Nice. High density olemite. Most excellent. Good stuff. Good stuff. The batches are small. This actually in particular one, I might actually have to put like another level on top of that. That's insane. Because this one makes that contents extremely slow. Wow, not that it's slow, it's just the amounts are very small. I'm getting like 200 liters in at a shot here, which is crazy. You know, it looks like it's making like 50 at a time. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Each one doing 50 liters. 50 times 25. That's 1,250 liters every cycle. Oh yeah, that's like nothing. Oof. Now see, these are the same thing. I technically could put another level on top of both of these, and you know, I might actually do that now. That's perfect. Now we got 2 more platforms, one on top of one another, and I guess we'll put another set of these on this one and that one, and then we will be producing at least 2,500. That's better than better than what it was. All right, let's go and get the parts that I need, and then we'll go and make that. Crazy. All right, so here's the first section of all of this, pretty much well constructed. I think I just got to go and hook up these corner pieces here. Bam, 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 and bam. Beautiful. Now this should start all taking off. Nice, nice. Then hopefully this should actually be filling up a little bit. Well, actually it won't be, because yeah, I gotta go and do this side. This side is still like pumping out like crazy though. How full is this tank? Oh, it's getting pretty full, so by the time I hook that one up, yeah. All right. Well, whatever. It's gonna be full. Oh, it sucks. But this is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I think it looks great. We're gonna be making lots of rubber. Lots of rubber. Oh, make rubber for days. Oh, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I think it's all done. I think once I connect these tubes here, we should be making rubber. Oh, I can't wait. Let's put this the right way. Oh, I hear them. There we go. And there's our rubber. Good stuff, good stuff. We'll see if this furnishes the whole belt, which I don't think it's gonna. Probably not. Pretty close. Maybe a few more would have done the trick. Like another row. Oh, this middle row here doesn't seem to be firing. Why not? What's up with you? Oh, what? So you're not hooked up right. And you for some, oh, you don't have power because you're missing a row. Craziness. There we go. Now that we're firing on all cylinders and everything is being made there we go. That's a lot better. I'll bring this all the way down and I'll find out. So there we go, everybody. I think that's going to be the setup for that. I think this will furnish just fine. Honestly, I think we're going to be just fine. I have this chest here, and then I have this going like all the way around, all the way up here. So we'll find out if it backs up, like, and how well it's going to back up. Obviously, it's inputting in here more than it's outputting, but that's fine. It's just starting to empty these ones out here. So this one over here is probably on the verge. Oh, yeah, there we go. Soon we're going to start seeing, like, you know, if they were all in one belt, I'm sure we would fill it all up. Yeah, I'm not too worried. But anyways, I think that's all the time we got for today, ladies and gentlemen. So that's rubber in a nutshell. I think that's a hell of a really cool setup that we got going on here. Like I said, I always plan on going vertical with all these setups. I think it's going to be our easier and best bet. So this industrial area is looking pretty awesome, man. I'm liking this. Really liking this. Looking pretty dope. Everything is pretty uniform and all that good stuff. So all right, cool stuff. So I hope you enjoyed the episode, everybody. Like, subscribe, peace, take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.